The European Union said Friday it plans to strengthen its defences, spend more and be able to act independently of the United States. The EU's leaders also pledged following a summit in Brussels that they will push for a new military pact. The summit statement said Europe must take greater responsibility for its own security and underpin its role as a credible and reliable actor and partner in the areas of security and defence. Analysts believe that relations between the EU and the US have never been colder since World War II. That may justify Europe's decision to build up its defences.
This is partially due to the fact that the United States is now thinking in terms of possibly bringing down its military commitment in Europe. There's a big gap between the two.
US President Donald Trump has repeatedly questioned NATO's existence. He has accused other member states of failing to pay their fair share and meet the contribution threshold.
The other issue is, of course, the United States is concerned that the Europeans are not paying enough. Therefore, he also is threatening to reduce troops or even discussions in some respects of pulling troops out of Europe.
On one occasion in 2017, Trump said,
23 of the 28 member nations are still not paying what they should be paying and what they are supposed to be paying.
The question is, what will happen to NATO if Europe makes good on its pledge to bolster their defences independently? Analysts believe NATO is weakening as an institution and risks unraveling. The US and EU are drifting apart not only militarily, but in other respects as well. Some observers say Europe's military independence from the US will impact other areas, most notably foreign policy. This means the EU members will no longer be bound by the US foreign policy directives. But there is another theory that rejects the notion of Europe and the US becoming totally independent from each other. The theory says Trump will cause real and meaningful shorter-term disruptions, but he poses less of a long-term threat to the relationship between the US and Europe.
They will perhaps come to a point where they have some kind of coordination among the European militaries in terms of maneuvers, training, things like that. But everything, I think, will be done more or less in consultation with the United States, even though the U.S. May not play a role militarily, although I think that the military portion of the U.S. and Europe will remain, even though the political differences will still exist.
Theories aside, the transatlantic relations are under heavy strain now, with their showdown over various issues including economy coming to a head.